German architect and one of the standard-bearers of the modern movement. As the founder and director of the Bauhaus, he exerted an incalculable influence on our environment through his advocacy of rationalization of design and construction, pure geometry, and functional beauty. Through his works, we discover that many of his principles are still a reference today.
Walter Adolf George Gropius, or famously known as Walter Gropius, is a German-American architect, educator, and designer born in 18 May 1883 in Berlin, Germany. Walter Gropius was inspired to be an architect by his father and granduncle, who were also architects. In 1903, at the age of 20, he left to Munich to study architecture at Technical University. However, as his brother passed away in his fourth year, he did not manage to complete his course and get a degree. Walter Gropius was different from other architects as he did not know how to draw. He had to rely on others to complete his homework for him. In 1908, Gropius started to work as a creative consultant for Peter Behrens, a renowned architect and industrial designer. There, he practiced the seminal AEG Tubenhall of concrete, steel, and glass. He left the company with Adolf Meyer to establish a practice in Berlin. They
करेंगे इनके साइकोलॉजी ऑफ हिज थॉट फ्री फॉर विजिबल सपोर्ट. जो बिल्डिंग्स के कॉर्नर थे वो छोड़ दिया करते थे फॉर विजिबल सपोर्ट के लिए. He believed that all artists must be familiar with the crafts and initial training for artists and craftsmen should be same. That is introduction to forms, color and nature of material. उनका ये मानना था कि जो भी कोई क्राफ्ट या आर्टिस्ट है उनके जो इनिशियल ट्रेनिंग है वो सेम होनी चाहिए. इनिशियल ट्रेनिंग में उनके जो प्रोग्राम थे उसमें एक हमें कंसिस्टेंसी देखने को मिलती है. जो उनके एफर्ट थे लैंडस्केप आर्किटेक्चर का और प्लानिंग का एक कोलैबोरेशन हमें देखने को मिलता है. वो अपनी प्लानिंग को अपने लैंडस्केप के साथ कोलैबोरेट करना चाहते थे बिल्डिंग का.
Designed the facade of Vegas factory. It was the first building to have facade covered with glass, and this factory also had narrow piers. The corners were left without any support. This new architecture technique creates a sense of openness and continuity between interior and exterior. This building demonstrated modernist principle. And building process of the Gropius house. The Gropius house could be said to be one of Gropius' most matured buildings as he incorporated everything he has gained throughout his professional life. Amongst it is the use of materials such as glass, steel, concrete that gives it a smooth facade which can also be seen in the Vegas factory. Simple and dull colors elements from the Bauhaus. Also, geometrical strong visual horizontal and vertical lines. Flat roofs, spiral staircase, rectangle shifting flat layout, open floor plan. The elements not only can be seen on the exterior but also the interior. The play of light and shadow can also be seen at the terraces. The Bauhaus was known to create space in the building instead of having the building take up the space. Bauhaus architecture rejects decorative details and wished to use classical architecture and its scientific, geometric aesthetic without ornamentation of any kind. The building had flat roofs, smooth facades, and cubic shapes favoring right angles, although some features rounded corners and balconies. The colors used were white, grey, black or beige, dull colors which show the lack of ornamentation.
In this project of domestic topology, the architect in collaboration with Adolf Meyer put to the test the principle of the large construction module. in order to functionally and volumetrically solve the project and rationalize the construction process. The volumetric composition is solved from two prismatic bodies, articulated between them. By presenting differences in height, the roof of the minor is used as a terrace for the highest volume. On the ground floor, the spaces of the social area, living room, dining room, music room and a greenhouse, have an open layout and without divisions, with views towards the garden. The level is complemented by the kitchen and service areas, which are oriented towards the street. The upper floor is made up of the bedrooms. In the highest body the servants' quarters are located. By seeking to establish harmonic relationships between clearly defined bodies, the heavy white volumes contrast with the openings, emphasized through subtle dark profiles.
Walter Gropius left a great impact in modern architecture. His style can be seen up till today in many buildings such as this house in Belgium, the Farnsworth House, and even houses in our countries such as this one at Tropicana.